today we'll be learning about EC2 lifecycle, EC2 public and elastic IP, okay, EC2 pricing model, okay, and then security group in EC2, then user data in EC2. Sorry, actually, I got my this is okay. Actually, it should be like this. Okay, and then EC2 security group. Okay, and then EC2 user data, and then EC2 tags. Then finally, we'll be creating a small EC2 web server program. Okay, using EC2. So it will be the theory will be quite fast because we have already understood what is EC2. Okay, so today practically I will see for all of you, all three of you, okay, that you are able to create an EC2 instance and connect. Okay, so what is EC2 lifecycle? Okay, what it means is हामीले EC2 like के गर्न सक्छौं त? Okay, what are the things we can do and what are the phases when we start, when we stop? Okay, what are the phases? Okay, that's what is EC2 lifecycle. So EC2 lifecycle, when you launch it for the first time, okay, it will be in pending state. Okay, today we'll see this. Okay, after pending, then it will go to running state. Okay, so the lifecycle is first you can launch is the first lifecycle, then it goes into pending, then it becomes running. Okay, then you can launch, you can reboot, you can stop, and you can start. Okay, and you can terminate. Okay, now these are the life cycles: launch, launch, reboot, stop, terminate, and start. There is one more that is called hibernate. Okay, so when you launch an instance, it will be in pending state, then it will go to running state. Okay, that's all. Okay, now when the running instance can be stopped. Okay, then it will go to stopping phase, then it will be stopped. Okay, then this stopped EC2 instance can be started. Okay, I'll show you in console later. And it can be hibernated also. What is the difference between hibernate and stop? Hibernate means your system, when you shut down the instance, whatever is there in the memory will be it will be stored in the local disk. Okay, so when you start, whatever the information was in the memory will be copied back from the hard disk. Okay, so it will be fast. So hibernating means you are saving your memory, and when you start, it will be quick. Okay, it will be faster than you have stopped the instance. So if you have stopped the instance, the start will be little delayed, but if you have hibernated, it will be very fast. Okay, now terminate. What does terminate means? Okay, terminate means you want to delete the EC2 instance. Okay, so when you terminate, okay, it will be terminated. So running instance also you can directly terminate, or you can terminate a stopped instance. Okay, a running instance can also be rebooted. Okay, you can say reboot and it will reboot. Okay, so we have already done this phase. Okay, so today we'll be seeing this phase, okay, and then we'll be seeing this phase also, reboot also. Okay, so up to here clear what you can do in EC2 instance when it is running, okay, when it is stopped, okay, and when what happens when you launch and what happens when it is stopped. Okay, so these are the life cycle of EC2 instance in AWS. AWS ma in a life cycle huncha. Okay, you got launching, then it comes in pending state, running, then you stop it, or you can terminate, or you can reboot. Okay, public IP address. Okay, what happens is when you launch an instance, okay, EC2 instance, and you are launching in a public subnet, okay. So what is subnet? All this will be doing later, okay, maybe after 4-5 classes. Next class, like we'll be doing about load balancer, load balancers, okay, and auto scaling group, ASGs, okay. So today, public IP address, okay. So what is a public IP address? It is an IP address assigned automatically by AWS when you launch an instance in the public subnet, not in the private. It should be in the public subnet. Okay. Now this IP address will change if you restart an instance. Okay, changes on EC2 restarts. That means if you have IP address XYZ now, if you restart the instance, it will not be XYZ. It will be given a different IP address, which is not good for us because we want the IP address to remain the same, right? So next, elastic IP address. As the public IP address, okay, changes when you restart an instance, okay, we can assign an elastic IP address, okay. This elastic IP address is a manual allocation, okay. We need to allocate by ourselves. We'll see this today. Manual attachment to EC2, you need to attach it manually to the EC2, charged when not in use. So this elastic IP address, once you create it, okay, if you do not use it, okay, you will be charged. You'll have to pay the fees, okay. You'll have to pay the amount. It costs you some price, and it is retained over EC2 restarts. That means if your EC2 is assigned an elastic IP address, you restart it, it will have the same IP address once it is restarted, okay. Now EC2 pricing models, okay. EC2 pricing models, we have 3 models: on demand, spot, and reserve. On demand means you create the instance, okay, and you are not paying in advance, okay, and you do not get any discounts on this. The EC2 instances we launch, okay, on demand EC2 instances. Spot instance, these are very highly discounted instances which are allocated, which are in access for AWS. AWS ma, jab EC2 instance they have sufficient amount of EC2 instances, you can use spot allocation, okay. So spot allocation has highest number of discounts, up to 90% discounts than on demand. But what is the disadvantage? If the AWS requires the resources allocated, okay, they can terminate your instance by giving you, I believe they have 30 minutes of time. They'll give you 30 minutes notification and they can terminate your instance at any time. So what it means is, if you have an spot instance, okay, you use it only for some jobs which can be terminated and which need not be, say, running always, okay. Let's say, for example, on Saturday you have some jobs to be running, you can allocate spot instance on Saturday, okay, from this time to this time, okay. But those jobs should be like, if the instance is terminated, you won't have any problem, okay. So only in that kind of situation you should use spot instance. Now reserve instance also provides you some discounts, okay. For this, what you do is you tell AWS, okay, yes, I will use this EC2 instance for 1 year to 3 years time. It can be 1 to 3 years, and you pay in advance, okay. So that means you are paying in advance, okay. So you are saying this is EC2 instance, you will use it always. So what you have to do at the time, you have to pay in advance, okay. So but you get discounts up to 30 to 40%, okay. So these are the 3 types of EC2 pricing models. Next is today the security groups. Actually, security groups we have already done when we were launching the instance. What happens is, this is a way of securing your EC2 instance, All right. Currently, security is the main problem in cloud architecture. Okay. So what we do using security groups is we shield our EC2 instance from, say, unnecessary port access or unnecessary access by others. Okay. So what we do, security group is just a way of preventing our EC2 instance. Okay. These are our EC2 instance from being accessed by unknown, say, unknown people, okay, or unknown IP address, unknown, say, sources. Okay, we don't want them to access. We only want few ports to be open, and we want only few, say, IP addresses to access. All those can be done by security group. So security groups will be doing it live today. So what you need to know is security groups is firewall that is with before the EC2 instances. Okay, it's not at the outside the EC2 instance. Okay, you do it within the for the EC2 instance. Okay, after that we have NACL. Okay, which is at the subnet level. So NACL will be doing when we do VPC. Okay, so today we just need to know security group is a firewall, okay, to protect our EC2 instances. Okay, suppose we just want HTTPS ports, 443 ports to be accessible. Okay, that also, say, within our corporate office, not from outside our corporate office. At that time we use security groups. Okay, suppose we want only SSH to be available from our corporate office, then we use security groups to shield our EC2 instances from unnecessary access or unauthorized access. Okay, so that is what security groups are. We'll see it live. Okay, so that's all in theory. Okay, now let me go to the console. Okay, EC2 console. So I already have an EC2 instance running here. Okay, now if you go here, okay, if you click here, okay, if you check this instance, okay, what you'll see is you'll see the details of the instance here. Okay, over here, okay, if you go, you will see IP address. This is the public IP address. Okay, this IP address changes, okay, when we restart the instance. Okay, so let me go see. This is the public IP address. Okay, this is the private IP address. Private IP address we'll do in detail later on, but now I just want to show you the public IP address. Okay, and do note, currently we are doing in what? We are doing in the default VPC virtual private cloud. Okay, later on we'll create our own private cloud and we'll be working on that. So this is the public IP address, and the instances can be, okay, here you can stop the instance. Okay, if it is stopped, you can start. This is the life cycle. Okay, you can reboot the instance, you can hibernate the instance, or you can terminate the instance. Okay, now let's stop the instance. Just note the IP address. Okay, it is ending in 83.245. okay, just note it. Now I'm going to stop the instance. Stop. Okay, so now if you see here, it is in stopping state. Okay, it's stopped now. If you go and check the properties, you will see there is no IP4 IP address, right? Okay, now let me start. See, I can start the instance or I can terminate. Okay, stopped instance can be started or terminated. Okay, now if you go and check here, the IP address, see, it has changed. You can see this, right? So it was 83.245. Now it has changed, correct? Now this is not good for us because we want this to be static. Okay, for that we need to have elastic IP address. Okay, so here you can see elastic IPs. Just go to elastic IPs. Okay, allocate elastic IP. Okay, just go to do the default. Okay, allocate. Okay, see, this is the elastic IP. Okay, now this elastic IP, we need to say we can attach it. Okay, associate the IP address. Okay, elastic IP address. You can do it from here, or you can do from the EC2 instance also. Okay, so let's do it from here. Okay, so to which instance you want? This is the one, correct? Okay, so I will say attach to this, and then I'll just say allocate, associate. Now, if you go to EC2 dashboard, okay, and if you go and check the instance, see, this is the IP address. Okay, this is the elastic IP address. Okay, now this elastic IP address, I believe we get only 5 numbers. Okay, if you need more than that, we need to work with AWS. Okay, now this IP address, I will stop the instance. Okay, stop. Once I stop it, once it's stopped, the IP address should be still available. Okay, it's stopped. You can see the IP address is still there. Okay, so now we have a permanent IP address. यहाँसम्म बुझ्नुभयो elastic IP address?
Yes,
Sabin, Alice. Okay, when you do practically, you'll understand it. Okay, today actually second session we'll do practically. Okay, I'll go to individuals and see it. Okay, so now the IP address is available. So I'll just start the instance. Okay. If we scroll down, if we go to security, okay, and if I scroll down, I will see my security group here. Okay, so this is the security group. Okay, so you can go from here, or you can go to security groups here. Okay, so this is my security group. Okay, so you can just go on the security group and you will see the inbound rules here. Okay, later we'll be doing our own, say we'll be creating our own security groups. I'll let you custom ones. This is default created when we launch the instance. So here I'm allowing, see, inbound. Okay, in the inbound you can see I'm allowing HTTP, SSH, and that is HTTPS also. Okay, HTTPS also I'm allowing inbound. Okay, so outbound rules. Okay, you can see here it is allowing all traffic. Okay, outbound, that means outbound means going out of your EC2 instance. Okay, so now I will terminate this instance. Okay, and do remember, okay, whenever you all are doing your practical, okay, please choose Mumbai as your region. Okay, here choose Mumbai, okay, because it will be close to us and it will be faster. Okay, so now I can stop the instance and then terminate. Okay, and I can reboot also. Reboot means it will stop and start. Okay, terminate means it will delete. Okay, so I'll terminate this instance. I'll just say terminate. Okay, so now it is shutting down. Okay, after some time it will say terminated. Okay, so I will launch a new instance. Okay, so let me give web 6e itn02. Okay, so these are tags actually. Tags are what? They are key value pairs. Okay, today I was supposed to tell about tags also. So tags key value pairs on, so you can add additional tags. Okay, let's say for example, okay, you want to add one more tag. Let's say the key is let's say type. Okay, okay, and value, let's say it is development. Okay, suppose this is a development instance. Okay, I'll just say development. Okay, so I added one tag, and when you all create your instance, please choose T2 micro. Okay, and then here you can either create a new key pair or you can use your currently available one. Okay, so I have this one with me. This one I'll show you how to do practically after some time with you all. Now see, security group, you can select an existing one or you can create a new one. Okay, so when it will create a new security group called this one with the following rules. Okay, we can choose as existing one. Okay, existing one, this one. Okay, so later will, or you can just create a new one. Okay, so it will, you what you want in your security group, you want the traffics to be allowed SSH traffic and HTTPS traffic and also HTTP. Okay, now okay, user data. Okay, I will come to user data after this. First let me launch this instance. Is already existing. Okay, 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 let's take a existing one. Okay, okay, because it was saying that the instance security group already exists. Oh, who created my server? Good. This one? Who created? It's Mohan, is it?
Alice.
Alice. Oh, good, good. Okay, that's right. Okay, good. So now, see, I have this instance. Okay. Now, this with this instance. Okay, I want to log into this instance. Okay, it's a Linux system. So how I will log in is I'll need the this IP address. Okay, this is not Elastic. This is the private IP address, public IP address, not the Elastic one. So to connect, I will need to go through putty. Okay, or putty. Okay, I already have this one. Okay, and I have already loaded the key. Okay, I'll show you the key that I have loaded. Actually, I need to load the key here. Okay, here. Okay, I'm using the key which I have already downloaded, and then I can just say save, and I can open it. Okay, so every time you need to open it as EC2 user. Okay, and this EC2 user is a super user. It has full power. Okay, just like your administrator. Now sudo su dash. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to install HTTP. Okay, first of all, you do yum update -y. Okay, I'll send you all these commands which you can execute. Okay, then yum install HTTP -y. Y means without asking. If you don't give y, it will prompt you to confirm whether to install or not. Okay, if you give -y, it will not ask, it will just install. Okay, so now then I will say service HTTP start. Okay, okay, so it is started now. If I say status, it should show, yeah, it's started. Now I can go to the web page. Okay, I can just say open the address here. Okay, okay, because this is HTTPS, it is not. See, that means our web page is working. HTTP is working. Okay, now I believe those who are working in React or any other application should be knowing. Okay, web service. Okay, so here HTTP web service is working. So let's create our own page. Okay, normally where is it located? It is located in www.html. Okay, this is the index file location. So you can create index.html here. Okay, you can say, let's just put h1, okay, equal to 6 Ec2, okay, h1. So I'll just save this. Okay, so index.html. Now if we refresh the page, okay, it should show welcome to 6EIT. Now from here onwards, we can go on developing our, say, whatever application you want. You can install everything you want, like your npm. You can use npm to install your Node.js, and you can do your React application development in this EC2 instance now. Okay, so this is what we how we work with EC2 instance as an application. Okay, to develop applications. Okay, it is now working as a web server. Okay, so any questions up to here? Yeah, Mohan.
तो इलास्टिक आईपी हामीले सेट गर्दाखेरि त्यसको कस्ट लाग्छ कि फ्री अफ कस्ट नै हामीले सेट आईपी सेट गर्नु
न पैसा लाग्छ मैले अहिले युज गरेको छैन हैन there is this if you go to elastic IPs here okay there is one elastic IP and if you check here you'll see that it's not associated with any instance okay that means I'll be charged hourly okay it's very small but it will be charged so I just need to go and delete it okay so just release the elastic IP address release okay because why they charge us you know because IP4 IP address is very scarce now okay so they give you only 5 okay and they charge you if you are not using it okay now IPv6 is there now okay which is tremendous but with more and more say IoTs coming in okay this IPv4 is becoming scarce that's why they charge us if we don't use it okay so what I'm going to do here now up to here whether I told you about badge also okay if you go to your EC2 dashboard okay if you go to this one, okay, and if you go to tags, you'll see the tags here. We have two tags: type, development, name is web I6 EINT02. Now these tags, okay, you can I believe you can get up to 50 tags, okay, and these tags help us to say do some kind of manipulation in the instance. For example, okay, you can allow development instances to be associated only with development team, okay. So development team can only say access and work on EC2 instances that has type as development, okay. So that is the use of key, not key, tags, okay. They are key value pairs, okay. So this is one thing that I needed to tell you all. See, these are there is spot. See, you have spot requests, reserved instances. Okay, for reserved instances, you need to pay money. Dedicated host means your instance will be allocated to a particular host. Okay, it will not move. Okay, to another host if that host is say loaded. Okay, so what happens is this instance, okay, that I created and Alice created, okay, these two instances, okay, if the server that it is now in is, for example, loaded, it can move to another hosted server, okay, it can go to another server, okay. So dedicated host, if it is dedicated host, then it won't move, it will be in that host only, okay. So dedicated host, when you use it, okay, you use it when you have licensing for per host, okay. For example, okay, we have some PLM services, okay, which is tied to the physical host, not the VM instance, okay. So at that time, you need to use dedicated host VMs, okay. Yeah, so this is one thing. Okay, so these are the things that I wanted to show you all today, okay. So next, we'll be doing load balancers and we'll be doing auto scaling groups, okay. So today now I'm going to stop the recording, okay. We'll break for 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes I will first see Alice sharing the screen, and we will then go to Mohan, Sabin, okay. We can go and create, and after that we'll try to access those instances, okay. Okay, I'm stopping the recording first.